mille focha! Bom dia.
Good morning.
How are you? Welcome to our second vlog.
Second video.
Video. Is it a vlog?
No, it's a video.
Our second video, or our second post for our YouTube channel, The Boylans. After all, we are The Boylans.
Ken Boylan, Fabio Boylan.
Hello. So we hope that whatever we did wrong in the first one, we're correcting this time around, such as the sound quality and maybe some of the flair up as well. We have a ring light behind us here, and if it gets too close to us, it tends to drown us out. So I think
You can see reflection in your glasses.
Yes, you can actually. So, oh yeah. There you go. So now I'm blind as a bat. I can't see a pig. So hopefully these will be corrected. Also, if you're wondering about our backdrop here, I forgot to say this to you last time.
It's a beautiful painting.
Yeah. So this is a painting on ours, very big painting. As you can see, it's on our back wall. We'll do a tour of our apartment that's fairly soon. But this was done by a fantastic artist called Zane Sultra, and the picture is of 4 models, and that was taken at a fashion show that I did the makeup on. It was I think in Wexford, a Love fashion show.
Yeah, it was
Love Wexford fashion show, and I did the makeup on it, and she took this. I think I took the photograph.
I took the picture.
Oh,
yeah.
And the picture is of 4 models waiting to go on stage, and then Zane painted it. And when I saw it at her exhibition, I knew I had to have it, so I bought it for Fabio for his birthday. So what we're going to talk about this time is we're just going to go over 2018, things that happened in 2018.
What a year.
Yeah, exactly. So personally and obviously outside of our house and what's going on in the world. So we've got 5 bulletins, or 5 bullet points of main things that happened in Ireland in 2018. Well, number 1, the biggest thing to us was, and for any Irish person, was that the 8th was repealed. In other words, we now have abortion in Ireland up to 12 weeks, and whether or not you believe in abortion or you think it's wrong or right, we think it's one of the best things to happen in Ireland, because it gives women the freedom to choose, and choice is so important. So,
and mainly allow them to do it properly, in a way that they are properly cared of, because they would be doing that anyways, getting a plane to England.
An awful lot of the time that you would have women who would travel and they'd end up having to go off on their own,
and no
on
security
a boat or on
and
a plane.
safety and nothing for them.
Exactly. So so that's one of a really good thing. And the other thing was, we had probably one of the hottest summers on record, which is fairly amazing for Ireland. Normally we have a tepid summer, but this time in 2018 we had a really hot one. We also had a really cold spell as well.
I was just going to say, before the summer we had a couple of very cold spring days, because here is snowed a lot, but during the spring, not during the winter.
Yeah, so climate change, people who say that deny it, and they deny that climate change is happening. I'm sorry, but you're wrong. We had the coldest March, I think, ever.
End of March, almost the beginning of April.
Yeah, exactly. So it was really cold. But that led into a fantastic summer, so we were sort of happy with that. Then, oh yeah, we also had a Krispy Kreme opened in Dublin.
Wow. Fabulous.
And
there is an explanation for these. They opened, it's just a donuts place.
Yeah.
But they wrecked the place.
Yeah.
The queues, the lines, I mean...
It was opened in Irishtown.
Blanchardstown,
Blanchardstown, suburb of Dublin, and there was queues for 3 hours long to get a Krispy Kreme donut, and it wrecked everyone's head around the area.
I heard they were a 24-hour shop. They had to stop being open 24 hours because people couldn't sleep.
Yeah, because the residents were complaining about noise and everything like that. Like, unbelievable.
Everyone is entitled to their own donut.
No, I know that, but come on, listen.
If I want to eat a donut at 3 in the morning, I have to go and queue there.
Well, there you go. So queue away. So that happened, and then I suppose the other big thing was the Pope came to Ireland.
Yeah, that's a big deal. The Catholics, for them, was a big deal, but for the remainder of the population of this country, who had put a lot with the Catholic Church and its actions throughout the years, was an eye-opener to see that the country is not as Catholic as we thought it was, because they were expecting a crowd between 800,000 and 1 million people to go to the Phoenix Park.
So the Pope was having a mass in Phoenix Park, which is our sort of the biggest park in Europe, actually, walled park in Europe, and he was having a mass there, and they were expecting 800,000 people, and only I think 150, 250,000 people.
150.
Well, we have to check that, but
no, it was 150. 150 is a really high estimate for the number of people that were there.
Yeah.
And that number...
So it basically shows how different and how changed Ireland is, especially, you know, now we have abortion, we have marriage referendum, we have gay marriage, we have
abortion, gay marriage,
yeah. So there's all of these
things are changing very, very quickly.
Exactly. So we're not just a small little Catholic country anymore. We're a country with which is very diverse.
And this is unbelievable because I just hear, I mean, I live here only for 12 years, but I hear that 40 years ago, if the Taoiseach, which is the Prime Minister here in Ireland, wanted to go, or even the President, wanted to go to a service or a funeral of some head of a state, they would, if that was not Catholic, they would have to ask permission to the church to do that. Yeah. And I mean, that was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, has changed dramatically in the past few years.
Proper order.
Yeah.
So there are some of the things that happened in Ireland during 2018.
On a personal token?
Yeah, personally, I suppose one of the things we're doing this for is, you know, if we're going to, what I decided was when we decided to do these YouTube diaries and so on, is because, what?
Nothing.
Why are you doing that to me then?
Put your hand down.
Why?
Flares up there.
I'll flare you up. Right. So, if you... Yeah, it's very close, Father. Like, we're looking... Yeah. So, stuff that happened to us personally in 2018. We had a very mixed year. We decided to do these YouTube videos. That we decided, well, we'll open ourselves up, because obviously I think that's part of the whole reason, you know, being 46-year-olds, we've lived a bit of a life, and I suppose we can share our experiences with you. But in 2018 we opened a business, and unfortunately it didn't do as well as we thought it was going to do.
We actually opened 2017 August, and went and closed in August of 2018 after 1 year.
Yeah, so it didn't do as well as we thought it would do, and I mean we did good enough.
It did well in terms of the number of people that came into the shop, the number of people that got to know about the brand.
Yeah, so we opened a shop, and with my name, Ken Boylan Makeup Play is my brand. It's a makeup brand, and we opened that, and although we had a lot of customers and so on, it just didn't make as much money as we thought it was going to. And it's been a very difficult year for that.
This is called life, and life is all about new beginnings, you know, with sometimes a bit of endings that are not as we expect them to be.
Yeah, and I think everybody, especially people of our age, go through different things like this, go through ups and downs. And I've always been a real, I'm a very happy person. I've always been, what's the opposite of pessimist? Optimist. I've always been an optimist.
I'm the pessimist.
Yeah, he's the pessimist, I'm the optimist. So I've always been, you know, happy, and when it comes to my career, I've always been successful, and this year, or 2018, wasn't a successful year for me. So now,
hang on a second, this was successful. It wasn't successful to the business.
Yeah.
It wasn't successful because we thought we were going to be literally earning a huge amount of money. That didn't happen. But like the greatest problem was the overheads. We are not a company. We are just the two of us. So the overheads were too big for our shoes. So we couldn't do it at all. Yeah. So there came a moment that I had to sit Kenneth down and say, it's time to pull out. If you don't leave, we're going to be digging ourselves in a massive hole that we can't manage. So it's still manageable if you decided to leave now. So it was a right decision taken. We left in a good time, and then life is just going on, and it goes on, and we are keeping ourselves afloat, and we have new plans for the future. And I mean, it's not only, I mean, I'm the pessimist, but it's not all of bad things that the 2018 was. For instance, in my own career in college was a good year.
Yeah.
I had really, really nice students and nice perspectives. Like, college is always, and also our place in Portugal was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, so we had the ups and downs, as I said, but you know, for me personally, because I've always had this drive to be successful, and I always have been, that it was just a very difficult year, and you know, thank God for you, because you pulled me out of it. You know, I don't know where I'd be without Fabio, because it was, you know, it was sleepless nights for him. He's always a worrier, and I tend not to be. I tend to just let it sort of go out of my head and deal with it some other time. But Fabio is a worrier, and you know, it was quite a difficult thing to watch Fabio get so worked up and worried over money. And I suppose I felt a bit like it was my fault, because it was my name, and it was my sort of our decision, but my business that made us at the end of the day owe more money. But anyway, we pulled ourselves out of that, and can I just say that we made some fantastic connections, and we met some brilliant people over the year where we had the shop, and I'll be ever really happy with the people that we know. And the one thing I did discover was, in the 80s, my father, he went through a very bad time with his business. He lost his business, and he lost a very big business, and he said, I always remember him saying to me that one of the things that he realized was who his friends were, and who you know, he had such a big circle of friends, and when he lost his business, most of them dropped away and didn't answer his phone call. And I can say that I know exactly how he feels. So you do.
The true people that are at our side, exactly. They stay.
Exactly.
And people that are just fake, they just disappear.
Exactly. And you know, thank you to everybody who's helped me over the past year, including my husband. Thank you very much.
The thing is, as I said, my life, my greatest job is college, and that's where I like to spend all my time and the majority of my energy. And if you like to say, the failure of our endeavor in the business just put me in dire straits, because I'm not used to be in that situation. And I had to be putting up with something that I wasn't used to. But it's always a learning curve, and then I learned a lot, and going here and there, business meetings, and going to the bank, and having to prepare business plans. So thank God I could apply all of those things to that. But but now everything is sorted, and we are going around, and we are in another level and succeeding. I would say.
So now with the end of that came another chapter. So we set up our online store, my online store, and we didn't know how that would go, and it's going well. And then we moved. I'm lucky enough to have obviously a guardian angel, and a fantastic place called Cat's Hair Salon here in Dublin city centre. They approached me and asked me to go in there and work out of there. We're going to be moving to a gorgeous new premises, and it'll be a makeup area and so on. So I'm going to be moving along with them, and that's really, really good for me, because I love working with people. I love what I do. I didn't love what I did for a while, but I do again now. And I'm lucky enough that we both love what we do. But you know, I love dealing with the people, with the public, and I love working with the public, and I love making people look beautiful.
And I'm glad as well, because this year is going to be a very busy year for me, with lots of new PhD students arriving, and me having collaborations in other countries and so on. So
you're going to be doing a lot of traveling.
I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling.
So we're going to have loads of videos on travel.
Yeah,
that's a big thing. And I know this is all a bit personal, this particular post, but I felt it important, just so you know a little bit about us and what we've gone through.
And that's why I'm glad, because I'm going to be very busy, and I don't need to worry so much anymore, because things are under control. So I can waste my energy with something that for me matters a lot, which is college. So guys, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Just leave a like and ring the bell there, and leave comments for us.
Exactly. And
we're going to be very pleased to answer everything.
Yeah, and if you want to know anything, or you want to ask us things or anything about us, let us know, and we'll answer as truthfully as we possibly can.